Hey everybody, it's Austin Ward for Lettermen Row, back with another BuckIQ with Evan Spencer in the building.
Yeah.
You know we're talking some wide receivers. It's been a while, Evan, but it's good to have you back in here.
Glad to be back.
And spring ball is going on. For wide receivers, It's that time. Like you go make your moves, getting some of that chemistry down with the quarterbacks and making a push for playing time. One guy that might not need to make that push, but really was at the end of last season, Chris Olave.
Oh, yeah.
He's a guy that I know has got you excited.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's going to have to push now. I mean, that's true just to the culture, to the characteristics that are at Ohio State. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, what you did at the end of the season, during the season, in training camp, you know, it's all with a grain of salt because you got to continue to improve and continue to do this, that, and the other. So, you know that he's going to be challenged, and you know, from the outsider looking in, know that, you know, there's going to be things that he's going to deal with, you know, on his own right. But it's that path to finding out about how creative he can be, how much of a good receiver he can be, and I think that's what he's finding out now. And it's tough once the weather starts to get nice, man. You want to be outside, but you know, it paints the bigger picture.
Does Brian Hartline have to talk a guy down when he has the success he did? It seemed like it was coming easy for him at the end of last year. He's scoring in the game. He's scoring in the Big Ten championship game. I mean, do you fight that? How will Brian Hartline have to manage that, and with expectations now soaring?
I mean, I don't know if I would want to talk him down per se, but just know that, you know, by isolating whatever the things that he could have done to get better at, right, it paints the potential picture. It paints the, hey, you know, you think the ceiling is here and things are going great, but, you know, humble yourself a little bit, figure out, oh, okay, I can do these different things in these different instances to make my performance that much better. And those are the different characteristics that they're going through right now. And Brian Hartline specifically, you know, given his experience, given he's been out there and doing it for a little bit, you know, I talk about the game within a game, but now is his time to perfect that. And then they're going to dig into the different things that he was doing when he was running comebacks and didn't know that his hips was turning, you know, in a certain thing, and everybody started watching it. But it's that finite, it's that specific, and, you know, this is the time to craft it up.
Still room to grow. It's easy to forget that kid was just a true freshman last year when he's making those plays. So much more to come, a lot of spring ball ahead of him, and then training camp obviously in August. Evan Spencer will break that down, but right now he's looking back at the end of that freshman year for Chris Olave. So let's roll the tape. All right, Evan, you look at this. This was, you know, Chris Olave didn't have many opportunities to turn it on early in the season, but on the road in a Big Ten game against a tough defense, he finds a way to make a really tough catch. Give some credit to the quarterback, but you're here to break down the wide receiver.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, definitely here to break down the wide receiver, and you got to remember, so this is down in distance. It's 3rd and long, 2nd and long, and it's the second quarter. There's stagnant offense, and we really got to move the football. To be able to say, you know, one, it's impressive from his right to be able to get to the last read, but again, more specifically on the receiver, knowing that I still need to run my route, I still need to beat this guy right here governing me, and I have all of this separation. That's all quality of route right there, right? So by nature, now it's first down, good guys, we're in their field goal, we're in their side of the field, and now it's go ahead to try to get points. And at the end of the day, that is what's important. That's what keeps drive alive, but that's got to be a mentality. You know, if you have a mentality, I'm backside dig, and there's no chance that the quarterback's getting back to me, which is a younger guy's mentality, then you don't have this separation and you don't have this play.
He makes that happen, and then you start to think, well, maybe Chris Olave can throw in the mix here. Austin Mack was hurt late in that season, so he steps up. And then you've got a guy, he's playing in the game. He winds up stealing the show, and this was just the beginning.
Oh, yeah. And this was great, too, right? Early in the game, again, 0-0, but having the foresight of there's got to be a play soon to affect the momentum of this game, especially when we're in our house. So he knows he's got man. He realizes it early. If I stay on the move and I can beat him to the point of which is that pylon, then, you know, touchdown, good guys, which everything was executed perfectly. The guys cleared out up here, and 17 was able to make a good play. But, you know, you got to just stay in this mentality. I'm always running to get open, and I'm never just on the backside catching a breath. If he can do that, he's got a good future.
Some of these concepts have obviously changed a bit since you were in school, Evan, but this, I don't know, to me it looks like, well, that was tailor-made for Chris Olave. It looked like there was just cleared out for him to go back on that play. But
well, yeah, I mean, I would say it would, and this is different in formation than what we would run, but in so many essences, right, it's a drag route. You got to put a zone beater, which is, if we can slow down this mesh right here, you have a zone beater here, well, he's really clearing it out to get the effect of this safety right here. But again, it's a well-designed drag route. We're nowhere in man, so that corner's coming with our X over here. We know we're in man, so he's going to engage and get a little clustery right here. And he's already got leverage, so if he stays on the move and he's a fast cat, he's going to run away from his man defender.
There you go.
So if we affect the safety, it's a touchdown, which is what we do. If it's not man, we have 3 different options.
Okay. Makes sense. Chris Olave was not done in this game. It's another one where I'm not sure on this one that it was this would have been the first choice, but 7 makes it happen.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, again, though, I would say that it might have been on the next view. I think it'll be better to see it. But here, you can see. All right, if I'm a quarterback, I'm evaluating my matchups. I don't know if it's man, I don't know if it's zone, but if we get into the first few steps out here, boom, hold on, wait, let's keep watching, come maybe another 5-10 yards. Now I see I might have a winner, and this next 5 yards is really going to determine the quarterback's perspective. Oh, I might get a winner. Now, granted, he's scot-free, but the quarterback might see this compared to this. So, you know, if I can make sure that I place it inside, he's already pushing to get leverage, we can get him the ball soon, maybe we score, and that was the best case scenario.
The way he kind of rounds this off, is this just awareness? Looks like he's got his head around the whole time for the football.
Well, know this, right? So on the top of the route, he started just outside the numbers, and he knows for certain that he's got a landmark down here that he's got to get to. I remember going over this play a little bit ago. But with that landmark down here, with how wide he gets pushed to the sideline, he knows that in his receiver meeting, his coach is going to yell at him if he's too close to that sideline.
Gotcha.
So at any point, whether the ball's in the air or it's still in the quarterback's hands, you got to get to your spot. So he's bending to his spot, and the quarterback threw it there.
Gotcha. Touchdown there against Michigan, capping that off. He still wasn't done. Big Ten championship game, big moment for a true freshman. Again, Chris Olave finds the football in his hands. Again, 7 finds him with a good throw.
And this is another one, right? Knowing where your spot is. And this is a traditional seam, skinny post, inside 9. We called it a lot of different things. But in so many rights, like, I'm attacking this guy's outside shoulder, and I'm going to get him to widen, right? So now I got him to widen, I got him to open his hips. Okay, good. How can I influence him, whether it's speed or whether it with my shoulders and eyes, to continue that width, which happens. But now if you're looking at this space that's in this hole, if you got a quarterback that can see that, which you can see on the stripe, he's looking here, he knows, okay, that guy matched, I got a hole. So if you got a guy that can do that, throw him open, but you have to have a receiver that has the foresight to, oh, I got to get to my spot. I got to get over there. I'm getting thrown open. My spot's in the middle of the field. The safety's gone. Now it's time to go score. And you see that from a young guy. It's comforting. Finishing
a couple times in key moments late in the year. Chris Olave, it's building some expectations now for his second year with the Buckeyes. Evan Spencer will be around to break that down with us at Lettermen Row on BuckIQ. So that's looking at Chris Olave, looking into the future. Another star there for Zone 6. He's Evan Spencer. I'm Austin Ward. We'll see you next time on Lettermen Row BuckIQ.